Ladies and gentlemen, we have for you a furious feminine face-off of phenomenal proportion. 30 moms of the horror genre will go toe-to-toe over this ultimate aspiration, the coveted, contested, and controversial title of Most Motherly. In this, the very first Devil's Cut Mother Mayhem.
Hello and welcome to The Devil's Cut, a podcast about all the things that go bump in the night. If it's spooky, scary, or spine tingling, we're here to talk about it. I'm your resident devil-possessed man-boy, Matt Young, and here with me as always is the skeleton everyone should want in their closet.
Eric Rossi. Happy Mother's Day.
Well, it's not really Mother's Day yet.
Shh. It's Mother's Day. This is the Mother's Day one. It has to be Mother's Day.
It's not even releasing on Mother's Day.
They don't know that. What do they care? It's Mother's Day.
We're mothering. It's the Mother's Day episode is what it is. You know what? We sat down and we were trying to figure out, hey, what are we going to cover for this one weird day in the month where we had everything else planned out? And it came to me, it dawned on me after having recently watched a movie about a particular horror mother. I thought, we spend all this time talking about how all the lives that are snuffed out cinematically and how much we love it, but we never stop to think those lives couldn't be snuffed out if it weren't for mothers to put them there in the first place. So we should probably do an episode to celebrate life so then we can celebrate death next week.
That was very beautifully put.
Thank you.
Yes, we are tackling and then uplifting the ultimate mother.
Yes, we kind of had a couple different ideas for the episode. Originally, we were just going to talk about Serial Mom, and then we decided we were going to do a couple different mother-based horror movies. And we eventually, after watching them, we went, well, you know what? This is getting a little. It's almost too much and not enough.
Yes.
So you came up with the great idea, which honestly, I don't know why we don't just divert a lot of the time to these kinds of episodes, because everyone likes lists and everybody likes tournaments.
Yeah, this one's for Gen Z. This is the listicle episode.
This is a listicle episode. But and it's a shame that it just barely missed March Madness too.
Well, this is May Madness.
This is May Madness. Okay.
This is Mother Madness.
It's Mother Madness.
Mother Mayhem.
Mother Mayhem. That's going to be the title of the episode.
May Mother Mayhem.
May Mother Mayhem.
Hot.
Ooh, I like it.
Let's go.
Look at that. Sometimes things just fall right into your lap,
Well, yes, we took some time. We reviewed some mothers.
Yeah, this one's all Eric. He actually put together a really beautiful little March Madness tournament bracket.
We have 30 mothers here on display.
I can't believe you thought of 30 mothers. You asked me for one, and I struggled to.
Here's
to
the
think
thing:
of one.
I probably could have got 40 to 50 of these, but the last one, I was like, I really want to make sure we're not leaving anybody particularly important. I think we got some really top tier major mothers to bring to the table.
You didn't go the extra step. This isn't seeded in any particular way. This isn't low tier mothers paired with low tier mothers.
No, not at all.
This is all random.
This is a randomly generated seeding for the bracket, but I will say there is two weird entries. So
when we get to them, let us know.
I mean, we could explain it now. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
So we have pairings throughout the normal first round of the bracket, but then there are two contestants which seem to have got a bye into round two. So
I see.
They don't have to compete in round one. Those are the two mothers that we watched this week in preparation for our other idea, but
right.
They get a pass on the first round because they're really out there fucking mothering.
Well, I'm excited to get to them. So we're just going to go, and we have to determine, because we have yet to do so, we have to determine what we are basing this competition on. Is it just the most mother? Is just who's the most mom?
I think we need to, because to pick the most lethal mom, I think is the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, and I think it also is weighed. I think that weighs heavily on certain. There's one particular entrant on this list that I think if we're just talking about evil or ability, lethality, I think is gonna have to go definitely to one. I think it'd be a runaway.
I think it would best suit us to concentrate on the best, who we think is the best at being mom.
I think we have to. I don't know. I think we have to go broader. It has to be who's the most mom.
Who's the most
because
mom?
There's some on here that are they're bad moms.
Okay,
but they are really a mom, you know. So
true.
Just because they're bad at being mom doesn't mean they're not like that's a mom.
That's
right?
mothering, correct. So then what would you say is our guiding principles as far as what we consider to be top tier mothering? Got to be giving of some nature.
I just saw some of the entrants and I was like, oh, I don't know.
Caring.
Yeah. You know what? I think, obviously, well,
loving.
I think we're going to have to just feel it as we go. I think that our system will cement itself as we move down the list is really, I think you and I both have a general idea of like what we kind of know what we want. Hard to put it into words right now. I think we have to find it along the way.
And I might be speaking for both of us, but I think we're two well-adjusted adult males who don't have a particularly vast array of mother issues. I think we're pretty good on moms. My mom's actually dope. I think your mom's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I have the reason, aside from it being close to Mother's Day and it just feels like it works really well marketably, I love my mom. I'll say it here. This is dedicated. She won't ever listen to this.
Brave.
I'm so, you know what? I'm going to put myself out there. I know this is, but I love my mom.
I will follow suit. My mom will listen to this without a doubt. So.
Yes, she will. You know what? I love your mom because she listens to the show.
That's nice.
I still really love my mom. She's just not going to hear me dedicate this to her, but it's out there for her.
I'll let her know.
This one's for you, Sue. I love you. Maybe just listen to one episode or something sometime. I don't know.
All right. Let's not waste any more time.
Yeah, let's get into this. What did we even? I already lost the
May
Mother
Madness.
Mayhem.
You're right.
Mother
Madness.
Mayhem.
That's already somebody else got madness.
Yeah. We don't want
Mother Mayhem.
And it works better with Mayhem. All right. So Mother Mayhem. All right. We got round one.
Our first pairing, we have Miss Lambert from Insidious. This is the mother of
Rose McGowan's.
Correct.
Rose Byrne?
The pianist.
Rose Byrne, I think. Yeah. All right.
We have her matched up with a real heavy hitter mother, Rosemary of Rosemary's Baby.
All right. Well, you know what? I will posit to you that Rosemary, while it was mostly just pregnant, I know that. So and
it's the beginning of motherhood.
It is a phase of motherhood. But I think you get your like mom badge a little bit after the pregnancy, and I don't think we get enough to really determine. You know, I think there was too much outside interference for Rosemary to get like a real good shot at motherdom. You know, so that's my argument. Although, what's her name? Renee.
Yes,
Renee, the mom from Insidious. She did let her son fall off like a 10-foot ladder that was already set up in the attic, dangerously ready for him. So a little negligent.
I will say, though, she has more than one kid.
She
be mothering.
He did work. He came out fine. So
no problem.
Pretty well adjusted considering his brother's like body was haunted all.
What do they got? 3? They got 3 kids by the last one?
Well, that I don't know.
Oh no, 2. They got 2 sons. 2 sons.
Yeah, I think it's just the 2 kids.
Because
I don't think after the first movie, Patrick Wilson's doing a lot of procreating.
No, he's doing a lot of haunting. He's doing a lot of active
Well,
terrorizing.
he's possessed by an old lady. So you know what? That's my vote to just get it. I think round one for me, pretty easy. Although she is a bit negligent, she's just done more mother, and I think she's more mom.
I gotta agree. I think she's definitely.
And again, she's got the one good one, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That's why you have extras.
She's done it twice. She's got 2 times the mom on Rosemary.
I think so.
All right. Moving into our second pairing,
In
then,
round
we're
two.
gonna send her forward. We have Beverly Sutphin.
Beverly
Sutphin?
Sutphin from Serial Mom, the movie that spawned this whole episode.
And she's going up against an otherworldly individual with
Ooh.
the other mother.
The other mother. Now, see, this one
From Coraline.
This is from Coraline fame, button-eyed bitch herself. This one's a little bit tougher. Beverly Sutphin is what's your why don't you lead?
I think
for this
Beverly.
one?
I think Beverly's a strong contender. She's bringing mom at the forefront. She's
Yeah.
got 2 kids. She runs her household very seemingly efficiently, and she's also pretty cold-blooded killer. She's not afraid for dirty tricks, and she's not afraid to really kill someone in broad daylight. So
Yeah, and you know what? She does in the movie kill multiple people for the sake of her children. So a mom who will kill for you.
a
That's
mom
a big
who
deal.
will kill for you is big deal.
A big deal. But on the flip side, at the start of the movie, it's sort of Beverly's sort of like over the whole family thing, which is why she gets so like bored and frustrated. She has to start killing people.
It will unfortunately never unmake her a mother.
It's true, but it's we have to factor that in. Like does she appreciate the title of mother as much? Maybe by the end, when she gets some of that rage out of her. But then you have the other mother who up front seems pretty good. She goes way out of her way to create an entire reality for the children. And in exchange, they got to get themselves some button eyes. Is it that big a deal? I don't know. But she does kind of like give them everything they want, which is pretty nice. Spoil, just a little bit spoiling. They do die, I believe.
Unfortunately.
Which is a...
Killing your kids does not make you less of a mother.
I think we might want to walk that statement back a little bit.
Makes you maybe not a good person, but you are still their mother.
Oh, that would have been, you know what? La Llorona would have been a good one when you asked me earlier for horror mothers. If the other mother can get in here, then surely La Llorona would.
She's got mother in the name.
Well, that's true, but the other one, right? It's like the stepmom. Like,
I would say this pairing, if we're going on mothering alone, I think I gotta give it to Beverly.
you know what? I think I do have to give it to you. I was just trying. You know what? Unfortunate matchup for the other mother. I would have liked to see her stick around a little bit longer. What's she gonna do though? You go up against the serial mom. That's tough.
That's tough.
Tough round. Sorry, other mother, you're out.
All right, third pairing.
Scary spider lady. Anyway.
Now we got some more heavy hitter moms coming at you.
Oh.
We got Anna from The Possession versus Amelia, the mom from The Babadook.
Ooh, see, now here, this is going to be tough because they're both terrible mothers.
They're both bad moms.
They're both really bad moms. Anna from Possession, that kid's not even in the movie. She like totally forgets that he exists. She like leaves him at home one day and then that's it. And then you never see him the rest of the movie. So she's extremely negligent. But then again, at least... I don't know, for the Babadook, for what's her name? Amelia? I don't know. She's part of the time nice to the kid. She does try to kill him, but fails. So that's something.
So in Anna's case, at least she keeps her scary, disturbing thing like out of the house, right? Like she doesn't bring Bob into that. That's not for Bob, her son.
True.
But Amelia does keep the Babadook in their basement.
That's the only way you can keep him, though. It's either that or she kills the kid. So better just let the Babadook live rent free in the basement. She is also, I think that kid is going to he's going to have to go to therapy about the time when his mom begged and asked why he couldn't just be normal.
Yeah.
Why can't you just be normal? I think that one's going to fuck with that kid for a while.
I think I gotta give it to Amelia only because in the end she does give half a shit about the kid. That's why she's so frustrated.
True, yeah, and
Despite trying to stab him.
And she is possessed. So some of this is out of her hands. I think I want to, mostly because I think the mom from the Babadook is the worst. So I kind of don't want her to get any recognition.
Okay. So you think you can give that to Anna from possession?
I'll give it to her on the technicality that the bad stuff that she does is sort of out of her control.
Okay.
So I'll say like she's a fairly normal seeming mother at the beginning.
Okay. So you're saying without the possession, might have been a good mom.
Yeah, well, without the possession, there'd be no movie. There would just be
fair.
Sam Neill would just be spying around, and the mom would just still be doing mom stuff.
It would be a different movie.
Yeah, it'd be like maybe
a different horror movie about divorce.
Yeah, I don't know, some sort of spy thriller. I don't know, but let's give it to Anna. Let's put her through. But I don't think she's going to survive much farther. But
All right.
What do we have next?
Round number 4. We have Annie Graham from Hereditary. Interestingly enough, randomly seated against Sue, the mom from Talk to Me. Now, this is the mom of their friends.
Not her own, not the main character's dead mom.
No, not the dead mom, the alive mom who has to deal with all of the very hurt kids.
Oh,
in what could be considered the, Hereditary from Down Under. Talk to Me.
Yeah, I guess, we could call it that. I'm tempted to give it to Annie Graham to what the fuck is her name?
That dinner table speech.
What's her name? What is the Toni Collette?
Oh, I was like, her name is Annie. What do you mean?
No, Toni Collette's performance in the movie alone would despite what happens by the end of the movie, like she's she's got her own issues, but she's like, I mean, she ain't happy that kid died.
No. I mean, you can put it in post right here, but that speech where she's like, I am your mother. That's some hardcore mothering through grief.
Just fucking say it. Don't you swear at me, you little shit. Don't you ever raise your voice at me. I am your mother. Do you understand? All I do is worry and slave and defend you. And all I get back is that fucking face on your face.
Yeah, it doesn't pan out very well for the family, but I would find it hard to not say she's extremely mom.
That's tough. I mean, I agree with you,
the mom
but
from
it's hard.
Talk to Me.
She's dealing with shit that she couldn't even possibly understand.
Well, neither of them are.
Yeah.
I mean, but the other mom's just not really. You know what? I feel like the other mom didn't get invested enough in the movie. She didn't participate. Yes.
You think Sue was sidelined too much?
Yeah, she didn't participate. She, you want to try and figure out what happened to your kid. Why'd he get all beat up? Why is he all fucked up? What's this ghost stuff that's happening? But instead, she just kind of sits in the, hospital room.
I guess.
Doesn't do any solving.
Doesn't, you know what? Doesn't make her less.
No, it just
less
makes her.
mother.
It doesn't make her less of a
She's
mother.
gotta be
It just
there
makes
for her
her
kid.
less of a mother than Toni Collette in Hereditary. I think.
Fair. All right, so Annie Graham going up.
Yeah,
that's a strong fucking contender, dog.
Yeah, You think I'm not? I can't let Hereditary go out on the first round of most mom characters.
Okay, now. All right.
What do we have next?
Next up, we have Kate Coleman from Orphan. The first Orphan.
The
not
first
Orphan. Orphan First Killed.
So this
Normal
is Vera
Orphan.
Farmiga.
Yeah, correct.
Does she show up on here twice?
Maybe. Don't give it away.
She show up on here thrice?
Don't give it away. But Kate Coleman is up against Ellie, Evil Dead.
Oh,
the maggot mommy.
Oh, yeah, mommy's with the maggots now.
Now, she's giving mommy for some possibly different reasons.
Yeah, oof. You know what?
Don't look at me like that.
This one's tough. You know what?
Vera Farmiga, she is so mom. She's willing to mom for a different kid that's not even hers.
Only because she's like, can't she not have? Because didn't she lose a kid because she let it drown because she was too drunk? I mean, you lose your kid in the frozen river because you were too fucking wind up.
It's tough.
And also,
but she's
so horny that she
got that beautiful flower garden.
I know, but they'd
as
be
memorial.
She fucks her husband just out in the open in their all glass walls house. I mean, granted, the orphan that sees it is like a 40-year-old woman, but it could have been if it wasn't a horror movie. She's just fucking out in the open for their newly adopted 8-year-old girl to just walk in on. I think I think there's some bad practices going on in the I don't even remember what's their last name? Coleman, the Coleman house?
No mother on this list is perfect.
No, but Fear Farmiga in Orphan is like really far from perfect.
Now, Ellie. Good mom.
Great mom.
Great mom.
Single mom.
Until
Possession.
But again,
possessed. If we're willing to like give Possession a pass, like she got through because a lot of the bad stuff that happened to the kid was not really her fault. Now, but here's the thing. I think she's extra even when she becomes possessed, good mom, because she brings the whole family in on it, and then they're a fun little demon family together. She gets to even possess. She still gets to be mom.
She does want to make it a family affair,
and
that's
it becomes
for sure.
They become one of the closest families I've ever seen in a horror movie by the end of it.
Yeah, as a conglomerate monster. I don't know how much closer you can get.
You can't get any closer than that. I think we got to go with Ellie.
Oh, wow. All right. We are almost halfway through now.
This is
our
the
first round of our bracket.
Yeah.
We have a legendary mom. We have Miss Loomis.
Miss Loomis from Scream 2.
Billy's mother.
Versus Karen Barclay. Now I can say
which one was Karen? Oh, this is sorry.
You
Barclay,
have to
Barclay,
know.
yes. This is the mother of Andy from Chucky. Not Andy. Yeah. From Chucky. Mom from Chucky.
Yeah, from Child's Play.
Well, yeah, Child's Play, the original Child's Play, who she's only in the one movie.
I mean, she plays a pretty big important shot where she's looking for the batteries and the batteries aren't there, and then he scrambles under. Yeah, it's like an iconic scene.
I know,
the movie.
But you know what? It's tough because she's a good mom, but in the context of the horror movie, she does not believe her son until it's like way too late. Oh, that kid almost bites it.
It is important to note that not believing your son and putting his life in mortal peril doesn't really look so good on the mom
It's
book.
not a good resume builder. Now, Mrs. Loomis, her kid's dead, but of she couldn't.
No fault of her. Well, I don't want to say no fault of her own.
She did abandon him. So,
but revenge is a powerful
she went on a
tool.
Big killing spree to avenge her dead child. So pretty good, I'd say. Karen, it's tough. She's a single mom. She's making her way in the city. It's like a tough life trying to bring up a kid in your like apartment in the middle of Manhattan. Jesus. She does wait a little long to get him his Chucky doll, or his good guy doll, which is why they end up in this whole situation anyway. If she had just, not waited.
So, I mean,
like Jingle All the Way.
You have to tell me because you're the Chucky guy. Is there like a financial reason why she doesn't get it for him, or is it just like,
maybe? I think
we'll wait till it gets.
No, they did have to buy like a black market for like a guy who was selling it out of the back of a van. So,
I think it's the thought that counts, though. You know what? I can't. In a world where we live, where we had riots over Elmo dolls, I don't think I can fault her for just trying to get the toy home.
You know what?
It is a very Jingle All the Way.
Yes. I was the one who wanted Chucky's mom on the list just because she's came to mind, instantly for me. But I think I got to give it to Billy's mom.
If you're going to shoot and stab and schmurda a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, she bites the big one for revenge. Whereas, the reason we don't see Andy's mom is because she just goes to an asylum. That's where they put her, and that's it. He goes into foster care. So you know what?
You let your kid go into foster care?
Yeah.
That's pretty bad momming.
Yeah. I say send Billy's mother through.
All right, Miss Loomis
I like to say
advances. Loomis is fun.
Loomis.
All right. Now, we have for
halfway
our next
point here.
Yeah, this is our halfway point. We have Evelyn Abbott from Quiet Place. That's a strong mom. Strong mother. Versus Margaret White, who is Carrie's mom.
Now, see, this is where the start. This is where us finding, what the criteria is really gets challenged because, if you're just thinking of who's the best mom, like obviously it's going to be, what's the,
Evelyn?
The actress's name? John Krasinski's wife?
Blunt. Emily Blunt.
Yes. Like Emily Blunt is obviously like the
she's giving birth in a tub.
Yeah, she's a good without making a peep.
Without peeping.
Yeah. And
she steps on the nail, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And doesn't make a sound.
That fucking nail.
And if you factor in A Quiet Place 2,
which I would.
She continues to kick mom butt. So obviously she's like a better mother. Carrie's mom's a horrible mother, but she is very mom, especially mom from her, of the era.
Yes.
Yes. She gives big mom energy.
Lots of grounding.
In a bad way.
Yeah.
But like still, in terms of like, it's like a very mom experience that a lot of people on the planet have had, and it's great fodder for a horror movie. So like, does a really good horrible mom count? Would that compete against like a really actual good mom, in the terms of this? Cause it's tough.
Here's where I sit. If she was paired up against literally anyone else, I think I might champion Margaret White to move on for being nearly the best bad mom.
Yeah. My vote is for Carrie's mom.
Whoa. That's not what I was going to say.
I know where you were going. You were going to say you vote for Evelyn. I think Carrie's mom is like no one, like we've seen A Quiet Place, right? And we're like, oh yeah, she was a good mom, but like everyone will remember Carrie's mom. Like she is like a horror icon. Like people know Carrie's mom.
And Eve was weak. Say it.
No, Mama.
Eve was weak.
No.
Eve was weak.
No.
Eve was weak. Say it.
No,
Evelyn.
Mama.
Say it.
Eve was weak.
Is child abuse mothering? I'm going to say no.
No.
I'm going to say no.
But she thinks she's mothering in her head.
And honestly, that might be more mother than anything else. That's a tough counter. I think we're gonna have to go to a tiebreaker judge here.
Tiebreaker. We didn't talk about tiebreaker.
Executive producer,
Spooky
wife.
Tiebreaker. Do you pick Quiet Place mom or Carrie's mom? Who's more mom? And don't wait. I'm not gonna look her in the eyes because I don't want her to like be influenced by
both of your arguments.
Well, debate squad practice over here. Just go with your heart. Go with your heart. You know what? We won't be. Okay. Then that's the official Spooky Wife tiebreaker.
I almost gave it to you too with thinking you're doing a good job as a mom, but not. I don't agree, but I accept the judge's result. That's very good sportsmanship of you. Giving birth completely silent is crazy. Honestly, it's to protect your newborn babe. You know what? I'm not upset. I disagree, but I'm not upset. Great mother. Primal levels of mom. Oh yeah. All right. What a good halfway. That was like perfect. This is like we needed that to like level up this discussion here. All right. So next, this is the second half of the bracket. We have Norma Bates and the mother from Barbarian, the big hulking, scary, Krungo, like super, super incest baby. Yes, the one that breastfeeds Justin Long. Now, we gotta start with Norma because her name comes first. Yeah, and also, is this would have to be the Vera Farmiga version, or are we talking about Norman Bates in drag? We are definitely not talking about Norman Bates in drag because he's the mother in the original. No, I think so. We have to be talking Vera Farmiga again from the Bates Motel Norman Bates prequel horror thriller series. Now, a mother who will kill for you. Oh, definitely. She'll kill the shit out of a guy for you. Yeah. You know what? Great. It's tough. Norma Bates, and we get a single mother, and we get a lot more time because she's from a TV series. We get a lot more time to understand where she's coming from as a mother. Really unwind that. But you know what? It's funny that she goes up against the mother from Barbarian because we don't need any extra time to get where she's coming from. They pretty much there's a movie that she watches a lot, and so that's it. Also,
important.
She's trying to
note.
mother everybody. She's trying to mother people who aren't even her kids.
That's what. Well, here's the thing: she doesn't have any of her own kids. She's not actually a mother. She just wants to be a mother.
Ooh.
Now
That is emotionally
this is a that's
scarring.
you know what it's a touchy phrasing there. This is not to say that stepmothers cannot be mothers and that mothers who adopt kids can't be mothers. But if you're a goblin in a basement and you kidnap full-grown adults, you don't get to be a mother. Forcibly adopting grown-ups does not a mother make.
But do we think she would mother if she had the appropriate biological opportunity?
Well, here's the thing. She only had one tutorial video.
You don't think she's got the tools? She's got the heart, but she might not have the tool set to really mother.
Yeah, I think she's I think she's just too inexperienced and also has no kids. And so I think almost as a funny entry works, but I don't know if he even really works as a qualified mother for the purposes of this.
I think the pairing really matches up, because if it was anyone else, I would argue that gun to her head, she's still trying to be mother.
Yeah,
but Norma Bates would do.
I think she just can't.
Same.
I don't think she can win against Norma Bates.
No,
is what I'm saying.
That's a historically powerful mom.
Uh-huh.
All right, Norma advances. Kind of not surprised. All right, now we have a very weird entry. Aunt Martha from Sleepaway Camp, who is a mother. Just because she's an aunt to our main character does not mean she's not a mom.
Angela, isn't there anything special my little girl would care for?
She is a mom to our main characters, Angela's cousin.
Yes.
And again, so much mothering that she will take in a parentless child to mother.
Yeah,
just because she does a bad job with one, her son came out relatively normal.
I think that's in spite of her and not
but she's up against Adelaide Wilson from Us.
You know, I think this one's pretty cut and dry. I do really like the idea of seeing Aunt Martha just go further inexplicably. If it was another matchup, I think
it would
I
be
would
against Norma Bates.
Yeah, I would like to see her go. You know,
that's a crazy bracket.
She is doing extra mothering that she doesn't necessarily need to, and this does count. Unlike the mother, this is the kind that counts. But she does
do it very badly.
She does fundamentally f up the gender brain chemistry of her.
She is not exactly accepting of her new child.
Yeah.
So that is some points against her in the mother department. You should probably accept them as they are if you're going to mother them.
And so I I think she's bad enough that she can't possibly win against Adelaide. Adelaide's a good mom. She fucking kicked just because she, because of the reveal of the movie is one way and not what we originally thought. Absolutely doesn't take away from her mothering. She's still kicking ass.
She mothered two extremely capable children who survived all the way to the end of the movie.
Yeah. She kept the whole family alive. Now that's a mom.
Now that's a fucking mom.
Keep the family alive. That's that's goal numero. That's the first goal, right? The first goal for mom, keep family alive.
Keep family alive is probably very high up on the mother.
Don't get squished by mammoths.
To-do list.
Don't get eaten by saber-tooths. It's the first mom rule. So we have to give it to her.
All right, moving on.
She didn't do anything against the kids in that movie, and like you said, she keeps them alive to the end. So pretty good.
Moving right along, we have another entry from the Chucky franchise. We have Tiffany Valentine.
Oh.
I'm not getting pregnant again, I'll tell you that much. My mother always told me, once is a blessing, twice is a curse.
Well, that would explain your sister.
Up against Trisha Albright, who is the mom from Orphan First Kill.
Okay. Now, this is another tough one. Tiffany Valentine, Good mom.
You got to tell me, 'cause I
Troubled?
don't know. That's my blind spot.
Troubled. They didn't know the child until it was already an old enough puppet to track them down and find them. But once they were reunited, very accepting of the gender fluid nature of their kid. Even so much so she was able to get Chucky to come around on it, which is like, if you know Chucky, he's not exactly a sensitive motherfucker.
No.
But if he can become accepting of his child being unsure of themselves, I think, you know what, she did a great job. Also, she continues to like mother throughout the TV series.
Trisha Albright.
On the flip side, Trisha also did lose a kid.
Was it her fault though? I can't.
No. Yes, inadvertently. If you raise a kid that kills your other kid,
she got like John Benet Ramsey. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, what do we say? What would we say about John Benet Ramsey's mother?
Ooh, that's not fair.
That's not fair, and that's a whole other podcast.
Honestly, I do have to give it to Tiffany only because the idea that you mothered so badly that you then have to pretend a kid is yours.
You have to adopt a kid just to
cover up your bad mothering.
Yeah,
that's not good.
No, and then she ends up losing the other one. And also, you know what? There's parts where I'm like, I can see a flicker of good mom in here. Because you know what? She's like, whatever. I lost one. I'm just going to make the one I still got. Whatever. I forgive him. And I'm going to put all my energy into this one. We're going to make him top dog. He's going to be the best fencer ever. He's going to become a politician. It's going to be awesome. But I don't think it beats Tiffany's just she's like, you know, a murdering doll, but like besides that, pretty good mom, I think.
All right.
I don't think people would disagree.
Tiffany advances.
Tiffany Valentine. I think this is good for the episode. It's a wholesome one, I think.
Okay. Now we have Carol, the mother from Cobweb, up against Mama, the cryptid ghost mom to the feral children of the movie's namesake.
Okay, well, I mean, I actually have my answer, but I want to know what you're thinking.
I think Carol attempts to put on a good face as mom, but I think stacked against the supernatural powerhouse that is Mama, who is doing some real mothering from beyond the grave.
Yeah,
if you can mother that hard that you're mothering post life,
yeah, post mortem momming.
That's mom.
Yeah. Also, you know, and the listeners might be thinking, well, this is kind of hypocritical, Matt, because you said that the mother from Barbarian didn't get to be a mom because they're not her kids. You said it's your rules. Well, I can do what I want and break my rules anytime. I think in this case, this creature, the mama, the ghost mom, she raised 2 kids like in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, being a ghost.
That's powerful.
If you can keep those kids alive for like, how long were they like feral for?
Years?
Yeah. If you can keep them alive, you're doing way better than fucking Carol. Like, she couldn't even handle like keeping like the one secret she needed to keep like straight, like from her son. Like all you had to do was just like not let the kid discover this horrible like secret, and they were just so ill prepared for it. She, you know what? She was too submissive to the Star Spangled Man, whatever the fuck his name was.
I think his name's Alex in the movie. I could be wrong.
Yeah, and he plays Homelander in The Boys. Yeah, I think she was too submissive to him. I don't think she. I think she was like, she was like autopiloting her motherhood. Not good. Mama's going above and beyond.
True. All right. Well, the
risking exorcism to save these kids.
The phantasm advances.
The phantasmagoric mother.
We're getting towards the end here of our first round.
And then everything, I think it'll go a lot smoother after this. Not that it hasn't gone splendidly smooth now, but I think we will really be zooming through it after we get through this initial first round.
All right. Now, we have one of the most iconic moms in horror.
Oh, this is
Pamela
this
Voorhees.
is OG horror mom.
That's mom.
That's mom.
You let him drown. You never paid any attention. Look what you did to him. Look what you did to him.
up against Lorraine Warren, our third
Vera
Farmiga.
So
Which
this is
should
the
tell you-
Conjuring,
This-
not the
yes.
real life Lorraine Warren.
No.
Bad
Cannot.
person.
Bad
Probably
person.
good mom.
Don't know how they are as a mom.
I
Bad person.
can't comment on their parenting. They were shady people, but you know we love them in the movies. We love them. Perfect.
But we can quantify the fictional depiction of her mother.
Yeah, we certainly can, and we will. Here we go.
I think honestly, there's almost no fucking contest. Pamela Voorhees is trying to mother again a kid who's not even alive anymore. But Lorraine Warren is constantly leaving home.
Constantly
Leaving home.
leaving alone their daughter in the home that is like
Top to bottom full of haunted tchotchkes.
it's like leaving your kid. It's like if you were like a biological like warfare scientist and you're like, I'm just gonna leave my kid here with just all this anthrax and all these diseases, and all they are is just behind like a locked door. They could stumble
Barely.
in and catch every horrible pathogen possible, but we'll just leave her here. Well, it'll be fine. The babysitter's got it. No, get out of here.
No.
If your negligence has caused your daughter to be haunted by an evil nun, that's like a carryover haunting from like 3 other movies, come on. Meanwhile, Pamela, her son died, no fault of her own. It was those fucking teenagers.
It was those fucking kids. Those
Fucking
dirty kids.
teenagers. Those dirty, nasty, sex-obsessed kids. They deserve to die. And, she...
And again, mothering from beyond the grave.
Mothering from beyond the grave. Because, it has to be Pamela. Because she's the horror mom. It's going to be tough to beat her, I think, honestly. Both just, like, legacy... And actual, like, I think a killing spree in revenge for your child put Billy Loomis's mom through. Of course, it's gonna put Pamela through. It's she's got to go. It's gonna be tough to beat.
There was,
and yes, like you said, beyond the grave, she her voice, you hear it all the time in all the other. It's like her love. Her mothering was so powerful, it spawned the most unstoppable horror killing machine that there is.
Yeah. That's strong. Good or bad? Strong mothering.
Strong mothering.
All right. No surprise,
That's
Pamela
love.
Voorhees advances.
Yeah, we could sleepwalk through that one.
Next up, we have a
Vera Farmiga's had enough shots. All right.
Yeah. She's had enough. Has she won any of them? Norma Bates.
She's still here.
She's still in the contest.
She's still here.
All right. So next up, we have the Xenomorph Queen.
Yeah, this was my vote. I wanted her in here.
That's quite a vague sense of mother, but
she's got a lot of kids.
No contest as far as numbers.
She's mommy. She's hot. Did you see the hips on her?
All right, pause. Does the Xenomorph Queen actually have like Xenomorph boobs, or is that just the fucking fan art that I see everywhere?
I think vaguely, not like in the fan art, but she has a booty though. She got hips.
She dragging that wagon?
Around. Yeah.
All right.
She's a butt. She's a butt gal.
Okay.
So, she's
up against Miss Robinson.
But this isn't the most milfiest contest. Otherwise,
no, it's not.
She might be going for it.
No, it's not. But she's up against Miss Robinson from People Under the Stairs.
Oh my god!
Otherwise known as Mommy.
Oh my god! Bad mom, dude.
She's not a good mom.
This is a terrible mom, and does not give mom energy. She doesn't even seem like she wants to be a mom. She'd rather be gimp suiting around with her freako husband running through the walls. Like it's like almost like she like her being a mother is not even
no amount of trapping
priority.
Children under the stairs makes you a better mom.
No, and they're only trapping people under the stairs because they're like freaks.
Yeah,
they're more concerned with their weird like real estate terrorism that they're doing. They don't care about the daughter. They boil her like halfway through the movie. Bad mom.
All right, Xenomorph Queen.
Like I don't even need. All I need to say is that Mrs. Robinson doesn't even count as a mom. Xenomorph's got like 8,000 kids. Does she keep up with them all? Probably not. But like
hey, they are all extremely successful at what they want to do.
Yes, they know. She doesn't have any confused children.
I
They
don't think-
all have a purpose.
I don't think it's reasonable for us as two men to judge what mothering is outside of the human race.
I mean,
I
it's
think
not
just
even
because-
up to us to judge what mothering is within the human race. This whole episode is an affront. We have our opinions should not be held for anything in this, but you're listening anyway, so
I think
Here
we're
we
putting
go.
up some very solid
points.
solid points.
Okay.
As people who have experienced what
I-
it's like to be mothered.
I can only look at the Xenomorph Queen from a human lens, and with that lens, it looks like she's still a way better mom than Miss Robeson. So,
All right.
final round of round one.
Final of our first bracket set. We have Wendy Torrance versus Karen Nelson Strode. Now, this is Laurie Strode's daughter from the Halloween Ends line of Halloween.
Okay. So this is Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter in the first and second Flanagan Halloween movies. So
Correct.
Halloween Kills.
Correct.
You know what? Interesting.
Is a
little
mother.
matchup here.
I thought about putting Laurie Strode on there, but I felt like Laurie Strode is not so much consistently defined by her mother.
No, I think most people would, when they think of Laurie Strode, they're thinking of like the teenage Jamie Lee Curtis or the teenage Rob Zombie version of Laurie Strode. I think more maybe as time goes by, she'll be thought of more as the more modern, older. But even then, her motherhood is like less the point of the movie.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like
Not that the motherhood being the point is what all of these are about.
she's
but-
not a woman who is defined by her mothering.
Yeah, but
Meanwhile,
her-
Karen
but-
Nelson, mother.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But is she You know what?
Wendy
This is
Torrance. Is Wendy Torrance a good mom? She did let Jack Nicholson hit that kid one time.
Yeah, but he also hit her too, so we can't really blame her for that.
I'm not.
Yes. Wendy's a good mom. And especially if you're taking in context of the book, which I can because I read it.
Yes.
Even better mom in the book. It's much more complicated.
Okay,
that
that's
whole
fine.
situation.
I figured she was a better mom in the book.
Yes, just has more of, she's more of a character. So so she's more developed and she is a good mom in a tough situation. I will say though, like Jack Torrance, so in terms of like facing danger to protect your kid, Wendy only has to like contend with Jack Torrance, who he's a man, scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's her name?
Karen
willingly dukes it out with Michael Myers
more than once
to protect her daughter and to just protect the whole town, really. But you know, I think if you're like Wendy has to deal with it because like she's stuck in that hotel, right? So she's kind of forced to deal with Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Karen could leave, take the daughter, leave town, but instead she says, "No, I'm going to fight Michael Myers
for my daughter."
That's pretty big. It's not effective,
No,
but it is
Again,
noble. It's
the thought
mom.
that counts.
It's mom energy, right? It might not be the smartest move, but they're doing it for their kid, right?
Karen advances.
I think Karen goes. It you know, I really truly love Wendy, but this is kind of probably going to be an upset for a lot of people because nobody likes those movies really very much.
All right. So
that's the round.
that is our first round. We're gonna
round
jump
one.
into round two.
Yep. This is where we have our buys.
We have two preceded round two entries.
The beginning, this first one, and the last one.
Yes. So, very first matchup of round two, we have Mother !
Yes.
This
so this is Jennifer Lawrence's character.
in
What was
Mother.
her name? Did she have a name? It was just Mother.
Her mother.
Oh, her or
Her
mother.
/ mother.
Okay.
Up against Miss Lambert from the Insidious franchise. It's tough
This one's really hard.
because she's capital M Mother. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So do we don't like spoil it, right? We'll just say watch Mother if you haven't. Mother with an exclamation point. Jennifer Lawrence movie, Javier Bardem. Watch it, and I think you guys will agree that she is Mother.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can get like this is like a big capital fucking M mom.
Yeah.
So even if it is only like metaphorically, but still powerful mom in the movie.
What I like, and not even spoilers, what I like about her as a mother, she always knows how to make it just right. A little dash of this, a little dash of that. It's just what she needs. It's just what you need. Mothering.
Yes, she gives you not what you want, but what you truly need.
What you need.
And you know what? If that and she gets taken advantage of and not appreciated, and honestly, big mom energy.
Big momming. Big momming.
So you know what? I don't feel that bad about putting Jennifer Lawrence from The Mother forward because, I mean, Renee Lambert only won on a technicality really anyway the first round. So
I'm surprised. I'm surprised at how much Mother advocation there is for Jennifer Lawrence, and I am with it. We are advancing Mother. All right. Now our second matchup for round 2.
Yes.
We have Serial Mom versus Anna from The Possession.
Serial Mom.
Serial Mom. Okay.
Again, it was barely Anna from Possession barely made it through.
True.
Serial Mom, strong contender. She's good mom.
All right. No time wasted. Let's move right on down the line. We are looking at Annie Graham from Hereditary versus Ellie of the Evil Dead franchise.
Ooh, tougher one.
That is a little bit tougher.
I'm going to vote for Ellie.
Insanity.
I'm going to go vote for Ellie because I sort of accidentally talked myself into it earlier when I made the joke about her bringing the whole family together. And I honestly think that's still a strong point.
Just because you are an evil undead deadite
doesn't mean you can't still be a good mother.
And she did love those zombie kids.
Yeah, she loved them when they weren't zombies and when she wasn't a zombie, and then she became one and she still loved them, and then she brought them into the fold.
She did try to make them breakfast when she herself was a zombie.
The family factored the whole structure of the family didn't really like turn out so hot by the end of the end of the movie. She was also very, her ability to mother was significantly hampered by like her own mother issues, which is not her fault, but it is a factor that we have to deal with. I think she gets too wrapped up. Here's my argument. She's a well-meaning mom, but she gets too wrapped up in her own emotions and she can't compartmentalize and help her remaining child. And I think that's what tears it all apart. Whereas, Ellie, she takes her what's wrong and she uses it to keep the family going strong.
Wow, that was a really solid counter argument.
I should have been on the debate team.
You should have. That would require you to learn so much about like useful stuff and not just like
too much. I wouldn't be good at this if I did
horror
that.
moms. No, you would be bad at this.
Yeah, I would be terrible right now.
Ellie advances.
Sweet.
All right, next up, we are.
Don't be afraid to push back either. We've got Spooky Wife here to break ties.
I know. I think we've.
I just don't want to steamroll, It's hard. We're 50-50 on the show. I don't want it to,
Oh, I don't feel like I'm being steamrolled at all.
Okay, just I'm concerned.
We have Miss Loomis versus Evelyn Abbott from Quiet Place. I gotta say, none of Evelyn's kids. Well, one of Evelyn's kids, but I think I don't think she raised any serial murderers, which gives her more mom points.
Well,
if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, in a way.
And also, I would say she gets as much revenge by persisting through a world full of fucking monsters than Miss Loomis does by killing a couple teenagers and adults.
I would prefer if Mrs. Loomis won, but what I want and what reality is does not always match up. And I think
a pillar of motherhood.
I think we have to give it to you're right, to Evelyn from A Quiet Place. I know she did double duty too. 2 movies, got to keep those kids alive in a very hostile environment.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. She's resourceful too.
She is. She's a very resourceful mother in a land that is extremely demanding of her, not just
It's
as
true.
a mother, but as an individual.
It's true. And you know what? I believe since she was a tandem ghost face, she probably didn't do a lot of the work herself. So yeah, I'm okay with cutting her in round 2. I think it goes to Quiet Place Mom.
All right. That's halfway through round 2.
Sweet. All right.
We're moving down to our second half of this bracket.
All right. We're revisiting Vera.
Yes, we have Norma Bates
Norma.
versus Adelaide Wilson from Us. That's tough. Both will kill for their kids.
Yes, obviously. Well, one would only kill the tethered for their kids. I don't think she would go around murdering.
I think she would.
You think she'd? Well,
I
she's
think
from.
she would.
Well, yeah. I guess she would.
I think she would.
But you know what? Norma, I still feel like I gotta go with Norma because she's so much a mother that she will keep interfering in her son's life until he's forced to kill her.
Right. I think unfortunately,
if that's not a mom, that's not a mom. I don't know what is.
Unfortunately, I think you might be right because Adelaide might not go as far as to mother herself into getting murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, I was ready to push back on this one. But mothering so hard that your kid
has to
kills
kill you
and dresses up as you and then blames other things on your corpse, that's pretty rough.
That's a legacy,
That's
man.
intense mothering.
Which it falls within our ill-defined borders of most moms. So I think for me, I vote Vera Farmiga, Norma Bates.
Norma advances.
Plus, you know what? I like to keep a nice spread of evil and good moms, you know?
Yeah. Again, we're not here. We're not here. We're
not
not
here.
We're not here.
We're not here.
We're just not here.
We're somewhere else. Who's next?
Next up, we have
okay.
Tiffany Valentine versus Mama. It's tough.
It is tough.
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna give it to Mama the ghost. As much as I love Tiffany, but I'm just unfamiliar with her current mothering affairs. I haven't seen enough of the TV show to catch back up with her.
Okay.
So I only have really one movie.
I don't know. Is she a doll already in the TV show?
Yes, but so Tiffany Valentine is played by why can't I think of her name?
Jennifer Tilly.
By Jennifer Tilly. But in the universe of Chucky,
you can do it.
The real Jennifer Tilly in universe plays Tiffany in the movie based on the in-universe events of Chucky's escapades.
Oh boy. Okay.
And then by the end of end of Seed of Chucky, the evil doll Tiffany Valentine possesses the body of real life Jennifer Tilly. So right now Jennifer Tilly in that universe is Tiffany.
I'm giving it to Mama.
Is her. Give it to Mama. It's
Mama.
too confusing. Give it to the ghost mom. She raised feral kids.
All right. Now,
I gotta make you watch the Chucky.
This matchup is really gonna stretch, I think, our credibility and
this is the worst
morale.
Oh my god.
We have Pamela Voorhees versus the Xenomorph Queen.
Oh man.
Now,
I have a vote, but I want you to go.
Xenomorph.
Pitch to me.
You can't deny the numbers. The Xenomorph Queen is really, really out there mothering.
How many has she killed to protect her children? Probably whole planets.
But also, you have to consider how, for just numbers, ratios, the amount of kids versus the amount of mothering each kid receives, I think might slightly diminish after the first 4,000.
Oh, you're pulling in some numbers here. You know what?
Meanwhile, Pamela Voorhees, a single focused mothering energy. But the one she did have did fucking drown.
Did drown, but not her fault.
Not
she
her
was
fault.
uninvolved. She entrusted an entire summer camp. You know, people send their kids there all the time. How could she know? Also, my vote is for Pamela. And here's my only logic I will pose to you. Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson?
Or Pamela Voorhees. We're going to cut that one. Pam Voorhees is a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Xenomorph Queen is kind of just like a mommy, you know? She's just like, she's more just, I don't know, she just doesn't, I don't think she's mother enough to compete with the legacy of Pamela Voorhees. She just also, you know, the fact that she's an alien and has an unknowable intelligence and we can't really identify with her in any way helps, I think, make it the transition a little smoother.
I think just on, like I said, the numbers, the ratio of xenomorphs getting mothered by the Xenomorph Queen might diminish the amount of mothering received.
Also, again, if we're going to be using our same logic that sent Pam forward the first time, I don't see any xenomorphs coming back from the grave to avenge their fallen mom.
That is pretty good. That's strong mothering.
Meanwhile, and this is a matchup I would really like to see. I think Jason could take like a lot of xenomorphs.
Just think he would get chunked to death.
Yeah, but he'll just grow back. He always, like, you can't. He'll just keep coming.
This isn't a fight bracket.
It's
this
not
is a mothering bracket.
Well, and also it's not about Jason, but it is about who's the most mom. I think it's Pamela, and I think there's trouble brewing. I think this may end up being a very basic result.
Well, in this one we have a new entry here at the very bottom of our second round bracket. This is our second buy-in match. So we have Karen Nelson Strode up against Rose Ross from Mother's Day. Mother's Day, if you're not familiar, the Charlie Kaufman trauma movie. She is out there in the woods mothering. She is not.
She's a mom, man. If there's ever a mom in a movie that wasn't fucking our last entrant, I can't believe that I haven't seen this movie like more frequently brought up.
Now, she does mother in a very socially unacceptable fashion.
But those kids love her.
They do love her. They are extremely devoted to her. I think killing for your kids, mothering, raising kids, so dedicated they will kill for you, that's a different level.
That's a level up.
That's a level up. I think
I'd kill for my mom.
You gotta.
Yeah. So I think I think that's a good metric that you've struck.
I think against Karen Nelson, Rose Ross advances.
That was a weird round. The final round last time was weird. This one is like less, it's more obvious. I think we got to give it to Rose Ross, the fancy mama from the middle of the woods. All right, so this is the quarterfinals, right?
Yes.
This is what this would be called. This is my sports knowledge is being stretched.
Yes, when there's only
thin
4 matchups, quarterfinals.
Okay. I just really like looking at the fun costumes all the players wear. That's my sports.
A lot of sweaters and flats in this one.
Yeah, sweater heavy bracket.
All right. So
first round we have capital M mother !
Versus serial mom. Long
tough
consideration.
Long pregnant pause for the moms. This one's tough, especially because serial mom, Beverly Sutphin, she's hot right now. The horror sphere is very aware of serial mom at the moment.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, it's a weird sort of confluence of energies. Everyone's aware suddenly of serial mom. Everyone really likes to talk about it. She's popular. Mother is a difficult movie to watch for many reasons. I don't know.
I think Beverly...
I'm at a loss.
I think Beverly mothered 2 kids to near adulthood.
One of them being Matthew Lillard, and he seemed like he had
He was relatively well adjusted.
Her kids feel very well adjusted. I think we give it to Beverly because Mother a little too complicated and may or may not truly count to the spirit of this.
I think unfortunately, based on her lore alone, she doesn't really get the opportunity to really flourish.
She gets Rose married.
She does get Rose. Yeah.
I mean,
You
she
get
kind of
one.
does.
You get one, and then somebody else got to take it away from you.
Yeah, I think we let Beverly go on, if only just to eliminate confusion further down the line that Mother would cause.
I think that's intelligent. I also think you could probably slot her in the outline of what Mom is.
Yeah,
a little easier.
Agreed.
It's kind of hard to get Mother ! Into one singular
It's
box.
tough. It's tough. All right, so Beverly goes on to the semifinals.
Correct.
A result that I should have seen coming.
Now we have Ellie from the Evil Dead Rise,
Mhm.
up against Evelyn Abbott from Quiet Place. I unfortunately think I am succumbing to your
I'm
make it a family
psyoping you.
affair for Ellie for the Evil Dead. I think that's pretty fucking good.
I also just think, and it's just I swear I didn't plan any of this. I think the Quiet Place mom, their life that they lead is far too different for us to like properly relate. Like she doesn't get a chance to be like a mom, right? She's got to be like a survival like mother. There's not a lot of downtime, to like just be like, you get to see Ellie be like good, fun mom. Her kids are well adjusted. They're open and free spirited. And it's just, and then obviously everyone's having fun by the end of the movie,
I don't think it's a counter argument because I don't want it to sound like it is in favor of Evelyn, but I don't think that the environment in which they are both mothering would be a quantifying factor as to how good of a mother they are.
No, but again, we're not talking about good mother.
True.
We're talking about mom. Who's the most mom? Because there's a lot of people that get through that have gotten through. We can't. Good mother's out.
True.
That's not a primary factor here. It can help, but it's not. You know what? I keep talking myself more into Ellie, so I'm going for her. That's my vote.
I think we're gonna give it to Ellie only because she is at time of
movie
lore, at time in lore,
ATM that time movie,
single mothering throughout.
Yes,
as to where Evelyn does have
she has a
husband support for a lot of
the first
movie.
half.
Yeah.
My vote's Evelyn. I think she's a better mom. I think she's more mom.
Evelyn over Ellie.
Or Ellie, sorry.
I was about to say, that was surprising.
No, sorry. Ellie. Evil Dead Rise.
Confident.
Ellie, yes. 100%.
Right.
She's my vote. Sorry, both good contenders.
Both
I just
extremely again, if
I didn't even
if the
think
bracket
about her
was
when
different,
this all started.
we could have seen Evelyn go all the way, but
yeah, I mean, either Ellie could have easily been knocked out by Pamela Voorhees in the very beginning. It's just sometimes this is how tournaments work, man.
Oh, I'm really excited for this next set.
Okay.
We have Norma Bates versus Mama.
Ooh.
I think because of what's coming in the inevitable next round for this side of the bracket, I think I'm just going to say Norma Bates.
Okay. I'm all right with it. Mama had a good shot.
Shot.
She made it far. I'm proud of her performance tonight.
As a supernatural entity, mothering solely from beyond this mortal coil.
I'll drink to Mama.
A toast.
Toast to
a
Mama.
Toast.
She did. It was not her fault. Great mom. And she didn't even have to be.
All right. Now, I think probably the stiffest competition she's come across so far. We have Pamela Voorhees versus Rose Ross. Now, both have raised children who will kill for her.
Yes.
Rose Ross has 2 of them.
And
they're both alive.
And here's my
This is crazy.
Here's my thought. We get to see Rose Ross be a mom, right? Like we get to see her with her kids. We don't really know for sure if Jason
Are you calling into question the ethical mothering of off-screen Pamela Voorhees?
I know it's tough and not really fair, but I just feel like obviously, listen, we've sent Pamela Voorhees through like almost unscathed. There was like barely any even arguments. We obviously think she's top tier mom material, but like, I don't know, maybe it's recency bias because I just saw Mother's Day for the first time this weekend. but I just feel like I got to know Rose Ross more. She sucks, but she's still like her as far as like mother energy. I mean, it's all there, and we get to see it for the almost entirety of the film.
And despite the maybe not like particularly solidified results, she is at the beginning of that movie attempting to better herself.
True. She's going to
For the sake
seminars.
of her boys. She's going to self-help seminars.
And she's able to leave her 2 kids alone and they don't die. So
that is unfortunately a really good counter.
Plus the movie's called Mother's Day.
I'm trying to think of what it's going to be like to run away from people with pitchforks and fire. But I
think in the service of a more interesting final result, and now this might not be fair, but we're the only ones here, and we make the rules. I just think Pam, I think this is as far for me as she should go, because we get more of a mom experience with Rose with Mother's Day. Plus, it's in the name. It's tough, dude.
I'm sitting in quiet contemplation.
The seating is wild.
The seating is wild, but that's what we're here for.
This is what.
It's the
this
madness
is why it's
and
the mayhem. It's the mayhem of the mother brawl.
I think I'm gonna relent and give it to Rose.
Are you sure? Again, because if you think you know what, if you think I'm being unfair to Pamela, I'd be willing to go to tiebreaker. But if you agree. Heather came running in case she was needed.
I think we're gonna give it to Rose.
We're giving it to Rose. Mother's Day beats out.
She's got
Voorhees.
She's got
Beats
two
out Friday the
alive
13th.
adult children.
Yeah,
She's got 2 of them, and they're alive.
yeah. I mean, you know,
And we don't know the full extent of their, murderous ways. They could have, big honking body count.
oh yeah. And also, just I don't know. She's not like I don't think mothers should like use her as a role model.
No,
But fuck if
Please
she
don't.
doesn't like have a very specific mom energy that's quite powerful. So
she just have a lot of necklaces on.
yeah. So you know what?
Rose,
that's for me.
Rose
Send
moves
Mother's Day forward.
All right.
Maybe next year, Pam.
Now, cue some sort of fancy music.
Okay.
We're going into our semifinals.
Oh shit! Isn't she wonderful?
Isn't she, Mom? Okay, we have Serial Mom versus Ellie Evil Dead Rise. I can already see on your face that your vote is continuing to be Ellie. You don't have to waste your breath.
But what's your vote?
But my vote being tabulated in my brain. I gotta walk myself through this.
I've really done a whopper on you with my Ellie arguments, huh?
I mean, to smush all your kids together to keep them a single family unit is diabolically mother.
Yeah.
On the other hand, to win...
Beverly's kids, like the family unit is still tight at the end of that movie. Like, and if anything, they're even closer.
And she did raise 2 kids who initially very concerned about their mother. Very like, hey,
they care.
We need to get mom help. And then when they realize, like, oh wait, mom is actually a stone cold killer who might defend herself to freedom at trial.
This is probably the closest call I've had to make so far when it comes to Evil Dead Rise and Ellie's matchups. But you're right, I'm still voting for her. Just something about her. She's just got, we've got like a very classic like trad wife kind of with a twist.
With a twist. She
With
does
a
love
little,
prank
with a little
phone
curled with a little curl up lemon zest twist in it. She does love the prank phone calls.
The prank phone calls are fucking
Those
amazing.
are the best. But we got a very like traditional mom, trad wife mom with a twist. And then but Ellie is just like, she's just a more modern, more real, down to earth. I don't know. I just feel more warm and cozy when I think about her. Like if I have to think, given my own personal mom experience.
Now both of them do the expert mom thing. They are very much into what their kids are into.
Mm-hmm. True. Beverly is also
Beverly
into
is very much like
the horror movies. That
I have a horror movie son, so
I'm gonna like 'em.
I'm going to go watch the gore with him. I'm a psychopath serial murderer. So that does feel a little selfish, a little self-serving.
I don't know. It's I'm waiting on your brain to finish because my vote's already. Like I said, it was tough.
You're
but
locked in there.
I'm locked into Ellie.
All right. Well, I think this one might have to go to a tiebreaker.
Calling in spooky wife. We need another tiebreaker. So this is Ellie from Evil Dead Rise versus Beverly Sutphin, the titular serial mom. Who is more mom?
Mothering. I think she brings up a very strong point, though, because I don't think, despite the intentions, I don't think murdering your children is particularly mom. While you're stacked up against a woman who definitely did not kill her kids.
Who has pretty well adjusted.
The tiebreaker is in.
If I accepted it before, I have to accept it again, but I don't like the trend that it's been taking.
Boo-hoo.
I'm just coming in as a
Motherhood.
biased.
Motherhood is not about what you want; it's what it's best for the kids. Beverly advances to the finals. Now, I think we're up for another very tight race here with Norma Bates versus Rose Ross.
Norma Bates for me.
They're very similar.
Quite similar.
Quite similar. They've both raised extremely poorly adjusted individuals.
Children, young boys.
Super into murder.
Yeah, my vote is for Norma Bates on the logic that her son survives and her legacy is so powerful that she essentially remains on through him.
Remains on is funny.
Essentially, because we're using the Vera Farmiga TV show in addition to Psycho, the movie, the lore all together. I think, yeah, because she and Norman may continue on, whereas I think all of the people in this family die by the end of the movie.
Everyone but Queenie,
who we know. Oh yeah, and we're not even. That's not her daughter. That's like her sister.
That's her sister,
right? So
that's their aunt.
It's their aunt. You got a wild aunt roaming around your house at night. I don't know.
I would say Norma displays a lot of self-serving decision-making in that series in a way that Rose Ross does not have the opportunity to in her brief appearance on screen.
This is true, but I would still vote for Norma. Unless, do you really feel particularly strongly about about Rose from Mother's Day? Is she really speaking to you in this matchup?
Only because her sons don't murder her.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Yep. All right, Rose goes on.
I feel like if you're gonna be momming,
yeah,
you gotta mom to a degree, but not too far to where you get killed and you can no longer mother.
I think we sent Norma Bates through on the opposite point at some point earlier, that because that being such a mom that you are murdered.
I now unfortunately have to reconsider.
No, but if we want to let her through,
I have time to reconsider. We can edit out anything you want.
I say let her through. I say let her through. Let Rose go. Vera had a good shot. She had 3 shots. She made it far. But
here's another question for Rose, though. Do you think in the absence of Rose, her boys would continue to function as if mom was still around? Because
I think
that's pretty
apart.
heavy. I think they fall apart also.
But
and
that
they're
just
barely
means,
together as it is.
But that just means your mother influence is so powerful. Not necessarily in a good way, but it still is a powerful mother influence.
No, but for good or bad, I think there is proof positive in Norman that there was some good mothering because he can function in society.
Listen, I'm going to default to you on this one.
I think we're going to have to give it to Norma Bates.
You're going Norma.
I think we're going Norma.
It was a flip-floppy round.
It was a flip-flop.
All right, so Norma's going through. So finals. The final, I don't know, maybe I'll find fancy music or something for it. The final round, we have serial mom, Beverly Sutphin.
Mother of 2.
Mother of 2, wife of 1. I hope.
Just one that we know of.
And versus Norma Bates, the Vera Farmiga version.
Technically,
Mother 2.
Technically, if we're going with that version,
Yes,
the TV
you
version.
have you have the Dylan character and Norman. And you know what? Honestly, this is probably one of the easier rounds for me, at least.
I think I gotta give it to Norma.
What?
She's mothering from beyond the grave.
You know what? But I'm not gonna let Ellie, my pride and joy Ellie, get eliminated by Serial Mom for the reasons that she did, and then Serial Mom's gonna get beat out by Norma Bates.
I will say Norma Bates.
I think
such a strong mom that she inspired
more
than one film and a TV series.
A horror icon in her own right, but based on everything we've been through tonight in these brackets, all of the moms, all the different types of mothering, all the vibes, all together with these current results.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it has to be Serial Mom, because she's, of all the things we could have gotten, I mean, she really is. She's good mom, good wife, well-adjusted kids that all turn out fine in the end, and she still gets to serial kill and get away with it. Like, she has it all. She's got it all fucking figured out.
She does do a better job getting away with it.
Plus, you know what? I think she's more successful than Norma Bates at being a mother and also following her own passions.
I would,
because if anything, her following her passions, the Serial Mom, brought the family closer together.
I am gonna,
not unlike an amorphous blob of flesh.
I'm gonna just pose the question, and I already have my answer to this because it is Serial Mom. Which would you rather be your mom? And I would definitely rather Serial Mom.
Oh, 100%.
110%. Rather have the mom who's like, yeah, let's sit down and watch this crazy gory movie and hang out and have a good time. Also, I'm going to go upstairs and make some prank phone calls, and you're ostensibly never really in danger with me.
No, yeah, you're not in danger, and you know that she'll fuck up anybody that messes with you. Norma, you don't really know what's going to set her off.
Norma will kill for you, but
sure.
She will unfortunately definitely molest you.
Yeah, and also like ruin all your other relationships with women.
True, she will stunt your growth.
Which
mothering also.
Which
bad mothering, but powerfully stunted.
It's being mom.
Mm-hmm.
But if we are going at who is most mom, they're both extremely potent moms. I think Serial Mom edges her out.
I agree.
Just because I think the overall, like, we still get, especially if we're talking about moms, who's the most mom within the constraints of horror. Because obviously that's really what we're talking about here. It's gotta go, because she gets to still kill
and mom,
and it all works out pretty fine except for the people who get killed, but that's what we like to see. Whereas it's a convoluted, creepy, incestuous mess over in the Bates Motel. And while it's fun, I think at times it veers outside of mother territory and into something that we're not talking about today. So I think while it's not a huge amount, I think it's enough to give. I wanted Ellie. I was after my thought process like solidified in round one, I wanted Ellie to go all the way. I thought she had the chops to do it. But because she got beat out by Beverly, it just seems like that she's just more powerful. She's a more powerful mom.
I think just to me on the
less well known in name, but if you watch their movies or their
notoriety is not what motherhood's about, though.
It's not. It's not about notoriety. It's about just getting the kids through.
I think we have our queen.
I think we have our queen. And honestly, it's kind of like a basic answer this year, surprisingly. Like, I don't know why the year I guess it is like our second year podcasting, but like still, I don't. The first time I think about doing a Mother's Day episode, and I'm like, oh, this movie that nobody's talking about, and now all of a sudden everybody's talking about Serial Mom.
True.
Feels less excited than I would be if Ellie won, because I thought that would be fun. But you know, honestly, I think
Ellie got her praise and her due in our episode.
Honestly, I think she really gets the win at the end of the day for the episode because of just her performance. It was just a stirring performance.
Stirring is exactly what I would label Ellie's mothering as.
But you know, I think for the spirit of Mother's Day, I don't think you can go wrong with Serial Mom. I think it's like the perfect way to cap it off. It's honestly a pretty good tribute to mothers, I think.
Quite.
It doesn't really paint moms like in like it's just like a fun look at like what it takes to be a mom, but we're also going to throw in some fun murder along the way. But at the end of the day, the whole family's happy. And isn't that really like what they're all about?
Yeah. I agree. We have our champion. Beverly it is.
Beverly's something.
Happy Mother's Day to Serial Mom and all the mothers out there.
Yeah. It's you know, I think it's important. Being a mom and the mother, the role that they play in everyone's life, it's everywhere in horror movies because they're really fucking important.
It is a unavoidable horror of life.
Yeah, and they do it willingly most of the time.
Most of the time.
I mean, it was unwilling at first with my mom, but she came around to it. I was a really good looking baby, so it was easy. You know?
Well, that's our
Mother's Day, our Mom Mayhem bracket. If we can figure out other mothers from horror, maybe we'll do it again sometime down the road. But I feel like, I don't know, this was like a tough list for you to compile.
I think
it'd be all like rejects. It'd be like college basketball, you know. But,
the second round draft pick.
Yeah, moms, it's like all the worst contenders.
Well, we'll see, because as we've learned, you know, in compiling this episode, there is a plethora of mother movies out there for you to enjoy. Mothers in horror in general. These were all mostly movie and TV related, because they are probably the easiest, most accessible for other people. But there's plenty of bad and good video game horror moms out there.
Book moms.
Literature is absolutely chock full of them. So
I mean, we had 2 Stephen King books.
We were talking about
Vera
the movies.
Yeah, we had 3. Yeah.
There's no shortages on mom.
But no, I think this turned out perfect. And I just hope, you know, again, my mom's not going to listen to this, but I hope she knows that she's loved, and I really do appreciate her. And all moms out there. Because you know what? Yes. Without your mom, we wouldn't have this podcast, because I wouldn't do it on my own. You know? I wouldn't, without Carol, I wouldn't have Spooky Wife, you know? Without my mom, we wouldn't have me. And what a horrible loss for the world that would be. So, you know, it's the world cannot function without mothers, and it's crazy that we have to even like remind people about that. But so I hope they feel appreciated. I know your mom will. Yes. Because she'll listen to this and hear me say it.
My mom knows she's appreciated.
Sue, can you please listen to one episode? No, but that's it. I know that's the problem. She just doesn't know how. It's not that she won't. But anyway, that's it for us at the Devil's Cut this week. Happy Mother's Day. Early Mother's Day?
Happy early Mother's Day. But take all that's been said into consideration going into Mother's Day. Do something nice for
thank
your mom.
Your mom and
get her a present so she doesn't murder you.
Yeah. And just remember that she'll murder for you because she loves you.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day. You guys are the best Beelzebuds ever, as always.
Stream stuff. We're moving some things around.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to?
We got to remind everybody.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, housekeeping for the little bit at the end of the stream here. Yes. So, our Twitch channel, we have changed over from streaming Mondays and Fridays. We don't stream Friday anymore. Now we stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
We've added a day.
Still airing at the same time, 8 o'clock.
Eastern
Standard Time. But we added a day, so don't complain.
Yeah.
Check out. In fact, instead of complaining, just come watch it. That would be really awesome. Yeah. Come chat with us, hang out, watch us play some fun games. We're playing some crazy good games lately. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, like just come check us out. You can catch the link at the bottom of the description in the episode. Check out our socials too. Hit us up on Instagram, chat with us on Twitter, join the Discord. We're always talking about horror news. We keep like Eric does a pretty good job of keeping us up to date, like minute by minute in the Discord in terms of like interesting horror news. So if you're interested in keeping up with horror stuff, that's the place to do it.
We try to bring everything to one place.
Yeah.
You're getting your news.
Consolidate.
You get your latest releases, so you're always prepared. You get to the theater on time, and you don't miss a single premiere. You get the updates on the new games coming out. You get...
Every 7 months, Matt reads a book, and maybe we talk about that.
Yeah. But yeah, come hang out in the Discord. We got all sorts of fun stuff going on over there.
Yes. Anything else?
I think that's it for
Now
this
we're
week.
done. Now we're done.
Now we're done for real.
One last time. Happy Mother's Day. Love you, Mom.
Love you too, Mom.
Creep it real.
Hello?
Is this the cocksucker residence?
God damn you, stop calling here!
Isn't this 4215 Pussy Way?
You bitch!
Now let me check the zip code. 212, fuck you!
The police are tracing this call this very minute.
Well, Dottie Hinkle, then why aren't they here, huh, fuckface?
Fuck you!